Hello and welcome to Tommy Talks TV. I have one singular goal with this show, and that is to help you make smarter decisions so that you can have better relationships. I'd like to start as usual by saying a very big thank you. Thank you for all your likes and your shares and your comments on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. I really appreciate you because you're helping us spread the message further faster. So thank you very much indeed. And also for those of you who have joined my Tommy Talks Marriage Masterclass group on Facebook, it's a close community where we share things that I don't share anywhere else on social media. So I'd really like to appreciate you, and if you haven't joined yet, then please find Tommy Talks Marriage Masterclass group on Facebook and ask to join, and I will admit you into the group. Now today I'm going to be taking another one of your questions, and it goes like this. I'm married to someone that I'm not sexually or emotionally attracted to. I'm concerned that I may not be able to be faithful in the marriage. For the record, this man is very kind and tender-hearted. I just don't know why I am not sexually attracted to him. Please, I need your counsel. Now, this is a very serious issue. But let me start by saying that, firstly, you need to remember that marriage is a covenant. There is no excuse that is good enough for unfaithfulness in marriage. So, the fact that you're married to this person already means that you should not, under any circumstances, be contemplating being unfaithful to him. So that's the first thing that you need to remember. Marriage is a covenant, and you must stay faithful to your marriage vows regardless of the circumstances that you're facing within the marriage. That's the first thing. Now the second thing, coming to the issue of you not feeling emotionally or sexually attracted to your husband. You do say, for the record, and I say again what you said that he is tender-hearted and he is kind. Now these are two qualities in a man that a woman would normally respond to, emotionally and sexually as well. The fact that he's a kind person, he's tender-hearted, those are qualities of a good lover. So if you're not responding to those qualities in him, then you need to be honest with yourself and ask yourself what the reasons might be. Now you haven't given any further background, so it may be that before you got married you were sexually active, and because of that you have a certain picture of what sex is supposed to be like, which you feel is not being met in your marriage. Or it may be that you have bought into some Hollywood version of what the marriage relationship should be like, and the kind of magnetism that should happen between you and your husband, and because of that that has kind of blurred your understanding of what marital love should be. And that's something you need to think about very carefully, you see, because if you're married to someone who is kind and who is tender and is willing to to learn, to understand you and all that, I mean, that's what it takes to make a great lover in marriage. So you need to ask yourself, is there something within you that is sort of a blocker that's preventing you from being attracted to him, as opposed to maybe the issue being with him. And then another thing that I would like to add, and another dimension that I picked up reading what you said about him, because of the way that you describe him, and that you say I'm married to someone, and then you also say, for the record, this man, and that kind of gives me the feeling that there is some history or some background there which I'm not quite sure about, you haven't quite explained. It could be that perhaps before you got married you felt that this was not your first choice, or this was not the best choice, and that is still playing in your mind, because it sounds to me like you have not really owned the marriage, you haven't really owned him as your husband, the way you're describing him, like in third person. So I would say that you really need to settle down and look within yourself and ask yourself, what are the things that are playing in your mind that are making it difficult for you to actually open up in marriage and to enjoy a sexual relationship with your husband. You're married now, and that's the reality of your life, and as I said earlier on, you've got to stay faithful to your marriage vows. So I would encourage you to really open your heart to God. And if there are things in your history that need to be cleared up, settle them with God, and focus on your marriage, focus on your husband, and recognize that he has qualities that lots of other people would be looking for in a man, and value those qualities in him, because ultimately as a woman, your greatest sex organ is actually your mind. It's the way you think about him, and the way you think about him is what's going to condition the way that you respond to him. So you have everything that it takes to make the best of this marriage, but you've got to be focused on your marriage and not looking outside your marriage. Well, I hope this has helped you. If this has helped you, then please leave me a message on Facebook or Twitter, on Instagram or YouTube or wherever it is you're watching. And if you've got a question you would like me to answer, then head on over to tometalks.com/ask and I'll answer your question next time. See you next time. Bye-bye.